Krishna brought the chariot in the middle. Arjuna, after seeing whom he is supposed to fight, he began to wonder. He says, Krishna, I cannot fight my own family members. Even if I king the kingdom and all of them die, the victory will be tainted by the blood of my own relatives. On the other hand, by killing my own brothers and my grandfather and my teacher, I will incur sinful reactions. And I will become the cause of killing so many living entities whose wives will become widows if we go through this battlefield. And they may be exploited by wrong type of people, and the progeny will not be very good. The family traditions will be lost. And Krishna, what about compassion for all these living entities? So Krishna, after careful consideration, I feel that I should not fight. Krishna, being the best archer, was shivering. His teeth were because of the anxiety. He took his bow and arrow and he kept it on the side and he sat down. And in a very morose way, Arjuna tells Krishna, Krishna, I shall not fight. This is the summary of the first chapter. Now we will begin the second chapter. Okay, text number 1. So can devotees one by one read?
Sanjay said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana Krishna spoke the following words.
Krishna is referred to as Madhusudan. Madhu was a demon, and Sudan means one who killed the demon Madhu, and Madhu represents doubts. And Arjuna was not sure what to do, what not to do. So Sanjay is calling Krishna as Madhusudana because Sanjay knows Krishna will bring Arjuna out free from confusion. Arjuna was full of compassion. Is compassion a good quality? What do you think?
Yes,
Prabhupada says compassion for the body is ignorance. He is acting as compassionate, but it is only compassion at a level of body. Compassion can be applied at 3 levels: compassion at the level of body, at the level of mind, at the level of soul. Compassion at the level of body is at the level of, we should show compassion at the level of body also, but compassion only at the level of body is ignorance. For example, Prabhupada says they're less intelligent. Somebody comes and say harms your family members or steal, and you say, no, I should not do anything. I should be compassionate. So this is ignorance. There was a Buddhist, they say compassion, non-violence. So one person, Buddhist, had many followers. So one Buddhist sannyasi, he was carrying some male followers, some female followers. They were going. One reporter asked Buddhist, so you are very compassionate people, non-violent? They said yes, no violence. Then they asked, what about one of the followers, if the girl, we beat her up and then we exploit her, what will you do? Will you charge us or will you say non-violence? He says, yeah, non-violence. So the girl was shocked. He said, what? I'm depending on you, and if somebody harms me, you say no violence. So this is called compassion at the level of body only. Mahatma Gandhi said non-violence. Prabhupada said Krishna never spoke about non-violence. Krishna says violence where necessary, non-violence where necessary. Correct? So Krishna condemns this conception. Compassion, the level of mind, is somebody is disturbed and you hear them, you show them the way out. Compassion at the level of soul is you help them become free from the cycle of birth and death. You help them to get connected to Krishna. Clear? Any questions? Okay. So, is compassion a good quality? It is a good quality based on where you are applying. Arjuna was compassionate toward his family members, towards Duryodhana. Was that a right thing to do? No, why? Because Duryodhana is the king. He is doing mass destruction. He is trying to disrupt Draupadi, trying to kill Pandavas, trying to poison Bhima. And then you look at them and you say, no, no, no. How can I kill? So that compassion is ignorance. Alright? Okay. His mind depressed, his eyes full of tears. If a child is crying, do you mind? Little bit, not much. You're like,
Yeah.
that's okay. Come, it's okay. Nothing happened. But if the father cries, do you mind? If the president of America cries, you will get news. So if the best archer is crying, he's the best personality on the planet. Best archer. When he is crying, that means something. It's not like a small child crying. So his eyes full of tears, full of compassion. And then what will Krishna say? He is thinking he is a great personality. He has so much compassion. Let's see what Krishna says. Number 2.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They led not to higher planets but to infamy.
इतना गिर गए आप? This is not expected from you. If you are crying, full of compassion, and somebody tells you, इतना गिर गए, what will you think? Shock, actually. Arjuna, after giving such convincing reasons, he is fully convinced. Krishna will tell, wow, Arjuna, I'm proud of you. He's thinking like that. And what did Krishna say? How have these impurities come upon you? इतना घटिया इंसान बन गया. कैसे हो सकता है ये? You became such a degraded person. How did you let such degraded thoughts come in you? And what was the degradation? I shall not fight Krishna, sinful activities. They are a great reason. Any common man, when they read this, they say like, oh, we are on the side of Arjuna. Why? Because they are thinking only from a bodily perspective. What is Krishna's purpose?
To establish the dharma.
He want to paritrana sadhana vinashaya cha duskrita. Duskrita, he want to annihilate them. Why there are bad elements in the society? Imagine there is no code, there is no cops. How the driving will be? Just imagine, no cops. How the driving will be? There are so many cops sitting here. Anything you can do, you will not be punished. Humans will become animals. You all agree, right? What is keeping us from turning into an animal is we'll do all wrong type of things, right? You all agree or not?
Yes.
We are being restricted by laws. But if somebody break the law, and if you don't take any action, is it right?
No.
They should be punished. Krishna is here punishing those who are breaking dharma. He is poisoning, he is doing all kind of nonsense things. And Krishna is telling what about compassion? Arjuna says, Chup! Correct, right? He's like, shut up. He's telling in a humble way. There is nothing wrong that Duryodhana had not done. And he's like, oh Krishna, how can I kill them? Krishna says, clear? Kuta, how come you're acting like this? This is not expected from you. Why? You are supposed to be a great personality. You are supposed to establish dharma. You bring a criminal, mafia, and the judge says, when the mafia is supposed to be punished, judge says, oh no, compassion towards the mafia. How can I kill the mafia? This is ignorance actually. This is what is happening here. So Krishna.
Was it only? Yeah, I wonder. Is it because next line he says Bhishma and Drona? So is it because there are some people whom he likes very much on the other side, and that's the reason? And not if only Duryodhan was there.
Oh, you mean fourth one?
Yeah, if
We'll come there.
these people were not there, only Duryodhan was there, I'm sure he would fight.
Yeah, Prabhu, but the thing is, there is a mafia who has done all wrong things, and there is a lawyer who says mafia is correct. He should be allowed to do all criminal acts. Then the lawyer is also wrong. He may not have killed mass people, but he's supporting mafia is wrong. Bhishma and Drona is telling, we are on the side of Duryodhan means we support him. So they also needs to be punished. And his compassion is on an external platform. It's like he says these are not befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets but to infamy. What is general principle? If I'm nice to everyone, then I have a good destination. So Krishna says this kind of attitude will not lead you to higher planets but to infamy. If you see wrong, you must take action, otherwise you are a coward.
Even if you are ignoring also, that is also the coward.
Don't try to be a nice person and hide your weaknesses. This is what he's trying to do. He's trying to be a nice person, he's hiding his weaknesses. As a leader of your family or wherever you are, support dharma. What is right, do it. Many times I have seen people just try to be nice and they let wrong things happen. And those who are weak, they suffer. The purpose of leader is to protect. Correct, right? Purpose of leader is to protect. If the leader is not having that quality, then nation will have so many problems. And here Duryodhan was the leader, he was an acting king, and he's a cruel person. Will you give a poison cake to your brother? If you will, then you should be punished. Duryodhan did that. He said, brother, here is, you all came for prasad. You have faith, this is safe, right? If somebody brings an item in prasad and will get poison, it's like so much cruelty actually. And you say, no, don't harm them. Everybody died. No, that's okay. Compassion. Go hell with that compassion. So Prabhupada says that kind of compassion is ignorance. Krishna is not like very nice, it's okay. It doesn't work with Krishna. Krishna means do the right thing. Mass killing also Krishna does. Love also Krishna shows. Otherwise Krishna cannot be God. Clear? Alright? Number 3.
O son of Satan, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you give up such petty weakness of heart and arise with just a set of feelings.
This is called degrading impotency. So he is calling Arjuna as impotency. He is not using a single good word for Arjuna. Coward, impotency, degrading, impurities. This is what Krishna is telling. It does not become you. Give up such petty weaknesses, weakness of heart. What is weakness of heart?
Mercy. Attachment.
What is weakness of heart?
Love.
Doesn't have the attitude of bravery.
Huh?
Doesn't have attitude of bravery.
Bravery. Okay, thank you. What other definition can you give in this context? Weakness of heart. Why is calling him weak-hearted?
Maybe living more through emotions instead of God.
Very good. He is driven by emotions. What else can you think?
People pleaser.
Huh?
People pleaser.
People pleaser. So he is weak because he is not able to do justice. He is getting weakened by his attachments. Prabhupada says weakness of heart means you know what is the right thing to do, but you can't do it. Attachments makes us weak. Dhritarashtra knew my son is on the path of adharma. Vidura told him, not good, my dear brother. What did Vidura say when Duryodhana was born? What did he tell to Dhritarashtra? He told Dhritarashtra, kill him. If you get a child and your brother tells you, kill him, what will you do? You will separate actually from your brother only. Correct, right? Vidura is brother of Dhritarashtra. Duryodhana is born. What did Vidura say? Kill him, otherwise he will destroy the world. But Dhritarashtra was weak. Later on also he gave many good counsel Vidura. Duryodhana said, I want to see the wife of Pandavas naked. Vidura said, he's an animal. Kill him. Now also there is a time. Dhritarashtra was quiet. He could not support dharma. Why? Weak because of his attachment. Because if he says something to his son, then his son may feel bad. So because he will feel bad, I don't want to say to my son. I want my son to love me. When we become attached, then we will support wrong activities of the other person. Then you are also incriminated by the same.
Guruji, I have a question. Was Dhritarashtra also fear about that Duryodhana might kill his father? Dhritarashtra also, if he does not support his opinion or whatever he
That
wants.
is also weakness. Fear, weakness, all impurities only. Because the thing is, nobody can kill us if our time is not there. When our time comes, nobody can save us. Time is not there, nobody can touch us. I can tell a story on that, but 15 minutes will go on that story only. Some other time I'll tell a story, but nobody can touch us. So, clear? Petty weakness of heart. So, should we be attached or no? We should not be attached to anybody.
We should.
Yeah, we should be affectionate, we should not be attached. Love we should show. It is the nature of living entity to take and give love. But attachment will make us weak. Another example of weakness of the heart was Ajamin. His wife would make him do wrong things. And because he was attached, he could not say no. He knew stealing is bad, but he could not say anything. He knew I should not do all
Then
these things.
Bhishma was also attached.
Bhishma was attached to his vow.
No, the vow can be broken further good.
Yeah, he didn't break, that's why he was killed.
Yeah, then he has the attachment.
Yeah, his attachment was not to Duryodhana. He knows Duryodhana is a rascal. But his attachment is, I have taken a vow, I will support the king. And he is the king. So I must support him. But he doesn't want to fight against Pandavas. So he'll throwing arrow like a flower. Here's a lotus. Here's another lotus. Duryodhana said, what are you doing? You are partial. But he is a man of honor, so he cannot hear those words also. So he's supporting, he's a pure devotee, he loves Pandavas, but he is bound by his vow. Was Krishna bound by his vow? Or Krishna is bound by dharma?
Krishna is not bound by any
His vow
laws.
also.
Krishna doesn't care about his vows also.
Yeah.
Krishna always does the right thing.
Yeah.
Dharma to sakshat Bhagwat pranita.
Yeah.
Whatever Krishna does is dharma. Krishna is dharma. Whatever Krishna says become dharma. What is dharma? Bhagavad Gita is dharma. Prabhupada told Gandhi, you are telling non-violence, non-violence, non-violence. You say based on Gita non-violence. Nowhere Krishna says become non-violent in Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna was trying to become non-violent. Krishna called him a fool. Purpose of Bhagavad Gita is not to become non-violent. Purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to become a devotee of Krishna. If you join with me, you will be successful. If you don't join with me, you will be killed. Prabhupada said that. 2-3 days later, he was killed. On persecution. But he could not take it. Mahatma Gandhi also.
Maybe I have a question. So Bhishma Pitama, did not break his vow. Was that because of his ego, false ego, or was he thinking something like it will be something bad effect if we break his vow?
Well, it is said that nature of Kshatriyas is Pran Jai par Vachan na Jai.
So basically ego.
I don't want to say ego because Bhishma is pure devotee of Krishna. But it's the principles of Kshatriya. They will not go back on their words. Yudhishthira Maharaj also had taken a vow. He doesn't want to break it.
Yeah.
Everybody who has taken a vow in Kshatriya, real Kshatriyas, they will not go back on their words.
But Yudhishthira Maharaj played the tricks. So Bhishma Pitama also can play the tricks. He didn't do that.
Bhishma, so whatever vow they have taken, they will perform it. Arjuna said, if I cannot save the Brahmana's son, I will enter fire. He could not save. What did he do? He told Krishna, please create a fire, I'm ready to enter. Did he say, no, that's okay, it's alright, and you run away. Today we'll run away. We'll give our word, if it doesn't work in our favor, we'll go away. We don't care about our words, correct, right? This is Kallo Shudra Sambhave. But at that time, they will say something, they will do it. But Krishna will say something and he will break his door. If it does not support Dharma, Dharma is front. Alright? Any questions? Okay. So how many of us are...
What is dharma for Krishna? He can do whatever he wants.
Yes. So Dharma is, whatever Krishna wants is Dharma. Whatever Krishna says is Dharma. When I say Krishna doesn't break Dharma means Krishna doesn't care about mundane vows. Krishna does what is right. And what Krishna does is what we follow. That becomes Dharma.
But he's all wisdom. He's got all the wisdom. He can see
He's
the
given
future.
100
Yeah, he is
Knows
God, so he
what
doesn't
is
like
best
it.
for
forward his
us.
name.
Shiva.
So it's
Yes,
bonded
you have
by
something
vow,
more.
right?
I think that we don't follow what he did in Vrindavan, which is completely for his flesh.
We'll discuss.
Compassion is forgiveness. He is the son of his sister.
With respect to Dharma, we follow his teachings.
Yeah.
But we cannot follow him because there is a difference between following and copying. We follow, we don't copy. One is called Anukaran, one is called Anusharan. Anukaran is following somebody's activities. That is not good. Prabhupada says if you want to follow him what he did in Vrindavan, then first follow him by lifting Govardhan. but we follow his teachings. Alright?
Prabhuji, there is one story that Shishupal, he, he does 100 mistakes and he won't kill him. So
No,
he,
Krishna kills him.
yeah, after 100,
Yeah.
counting 100, right? So he is bonded to his vow.
Oh, when he takes a vow for himself, he doesn't care. But when he says something to his devotee, then he follows it.
So Bhishma has done a vow to his father.
Yeah, but Bhishma was his personal choice. Yes, he was. It was the circumstances, but he just made his own choice. But when Shishupal mother prayed to Krishna and asked for benediction, Krishna says okay. Krishna says, Arjuna, you declare, my devotee never perishes. Because you say, if I declare, then I won't care about it. But if you declare, then I will not let your words go false. Brahmaji gives a benediction to Hiranyakashipu, Krishna follows. Shiva gives another benediction, Krishna follows. Narad Muni says, you will be delivered. Sages say and they go away. Krishna has to do all the work, right? Any benediction, the sages fulfill the benediction. None of the sages fulfill the benediction. All the curse and all the benediction done by Krishna only. The sages say, we curse you. This Krishna value the sages. So Krishna, make that happen. I bless you, you will be born in the courtyard of Nanda Baba. Krishna will make that happen. Krishna will come and deliver you. So Krishna is bound by this grinding mortar and cowherd boys are playing. And they're like, Krishna, we are playing, you are bound by a rope. And Krishna says, oh, I have to do the work. Narad Muni is requesting me to do it. Chalo, let me do what he wanted. Krishna delivered the sons of Kuber. Okay, number 4. Number 4 is done. Number 5.
Arjuna said, O killer of enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counterattack with arrows in battlemen like Bhishma and Drona, who are worthy of my worship?
What feeling do you get from Arjuna's statement here? How can I? What do you feel? What feeling does it give to you?
He's respectful.
It is respectful.
I mean, it's Bhima and Drona. He's being very respectful.
Okay, what other feeling do you get?
Attachment.
Attachment, what other feeling? There is shock? Astonished?
Yeah.
How can Krishna say that? How can I do this? Kill my own men like Bhishma and Drona? Inherent meaning Prabhupada says, if somebody asks you to kill your teacher Sandipani Muni, will you kill? But there is a difference. Bhishma and Drona is supporting Adharma. Sandipani Muni is supporting Dharma. What he is asking, will you kill your teacher? Will you kill your grandfather?
Yes.
What if your brother comes? What about Nanda, Nanda's father? They come in front of you. Will you fight and kill them? How can I do that? And this is also weakness of the heart actually. This is the first time Arjuna is speaking now. After he was fully convinced what he is doing is right, when he did not get the support of Krishna at all, Krishna called him weak-hearted, coward, impotent, degraded, impure. Suddenly so many adjectives to Arjuna. Krishna says, he is not saying I will not follow you. But he is in a challenging mood. How can I do this? They are worthy of my worship. I worship them. How can I kill them? Alright, number 5.
It would be better to live in this world by begging them to live at the cost of lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly again, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoyed will be
tainted with the blood.
What feeling do you get from this? What is the purpose of fight according to Arjuna? According to Arjuna, why is this fight happening?
For the kingdom.
For the kingdom, yes. Yeah.
The basic itself is wrong. That's why Bhagavad Gita needs to be spoken. Arjuna is thinking we are fighting for,
Kingdom.
so he is telling better we live for beggars. Arjuna is thinking Krishna went as peace messenger to ask us 5 villages. When he did not give, he said he is supporting us. He is doing this fight for us to get the kingdom. He is supporting us to get the kingdom. He does not understand why is Krishna fighting. He does not understand this is dharmi yuddha. The whole concepts are unclear. So he says, better no, we don't need 5 villages, we'll live by begging. But we don't want kingdom tainted by the blood. Krishna is seeing from the absolute perspective. Arjuna is seeing from a conditioned perspective. He is weak, he is attached. His concept of fight is for the kingdom. All the concepts, point by point, are wrong. Clear? But this is called Yogamaya Shakti because Arjuna is a pure devotee of Krishna. But he was forced by Krishna's own internal potency to act in this way so that Gita can be spoken. Krishna always uses his own devotees for the benefit of the world. We don't find fault in Arjuna, but we are still finding fault because as he is externally acting by Krishna's Yogamaya potency. Alright? Alright. Number 6.
How do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them? If we kill the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield.
Now, what feeling do you get from number 6? Confusion? Before he said, better we don't want kingdom. Now he is telling, but we don't know what to do. So he's changing his own stand. So he's confused. And then what else do you think? Does he think Krishna is also in ignorance? Is he including Krishna also in his side, her viewpoint? He's telling no, nor do we know. He doesn't say nor do I know. Sometimes people say, we say about God. He said nobody knows God. So we say speak about yourself. Don't speak about for others. One time Prabhupada Maharaj was giving a class, one devotee said, but we are all highly impure souls. So Maharaj said, speak about yourself. We tend to generalize and bring everybody in our bucket. Nobody knows what is good and what is bad. No. You say you don't know. Why are you telling nobody knows? Why bring everybody in your shoes? Correct, right? So he's telling, nor do we know.
Maybe he's talking about his brothers, right?
No, he's telling Krishna.
Krishna also.
He's telling Krishna, nor do we know.
Since the conversation is between Krishna and Arjuna.
But then next verse he surrenders. He says, what is better, conquering them or being conquered by them? If we killed the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us. Now what do we do? Number 7.
Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me.
So what does he say? He takes a humble position. Now he doesn't say, now we are confused. He says, now I'm confused. About my duty and have lost all composure. Now he never challenged Krishna. But the moment he challenged Krishna, how can I do this? Will you do this? So he understood that this is wrong. Like we use our glani, means, what do we say in English?
Guilt.
He's having that feeling in his heart. Because sometimes you happen that you counterattack a worshipable person and then you feel like immediately, oh, happens with us all the time. Because, for the sake of the temple, we say many things. And like, shouldn't have said like that. This devotee may have felt bad. So he's thinking in this way. Now I'm confused about my duty and have lost all composure. So he's telling, I have lost my composure. And he's telling because I am weak-hearted. When Krishna called him weak-hearted, what did he say? He counterattacked.
How can you be so?
Yeah. You're calling weak-hearted? How can I kill those who are worthy of my worship? Then he says, yes, I am weak-hearted. This is required before spiritual master in order to receive instructions. If we go to Guru in challenging mood, Gurudev, I don't accept. How can you say like that? Then Guru says, okay, he will stay quiet. If you go in a humble mood, can you please explain? Where do I go other than you if I have some problems? Then, alright. So he's telling, yes, I am weak, I have lost all composure, I am confused. Very honest actually. Whatever Krishna said, he's accepting now. Then he says, so in this condition, now I agree, all falls in me. Now please tell me for certain what is best for me. Is there surrender there?
Yes.
Is there surrender really there?
Yes.
There is a desire to surrender, but there is a conditioning also. This is what happens with all of us also. There is a desire to surrender. Yes, I want to surrender. The moment they say something we don't like, then our surrender goes away into the pocket. So he's correct, right? So later on, Krishna says fight. Then he says, but you said this, but you said this. Many times he asks opposing questions, and till very late, at the 18th chapter, he says, all right, I'll do whatever you say. But when Krishna says, do this, then he says, should I renounce? Or should I fight? So means Krishna is clearly telling you his fight. Then he says, should I renounce? Should I fight? So there is a surrender which is desire based. He really wants to surrender. But then in his heart he doesn't want, he wants to avoid fighting also. So at the end of Bhagwat Gita, surrender becomes absolute. Alright, so he says, in this condition I am asking you to tell me for certain what is, now I am your disciple, a soul surrendered. He is telling Krishna, tell me for certain what is best for me. Krishna tells him for certain what is best for you. But then he questions. Now he doesn't challenge for rest of the conversation. But he picks one word Krishna says and leaves many, and then he asks. And he doesn't want to fight. Doesn't want to fight. Now I am your disciple, a soul surrendered unto you, please instruct me. Did Krishna instruct him so far?
No.
So what did he do? He just triggered. He just he triggered Arjuna to surrender. Because if Krishna would not have taken that role, would Arjuna asked him? Now I am confused, I am miserly, I am weak. Bhagavad Gita would not have been spoken. No instructions given. But he told, how can you be like this? So he knows that there is something that I don't know. So he says, all right, I will hear your perspective and I will follow you. You are my guru. Prabhupada also says, now no more friends. Before Krishna and Arjuna were friends, Prabhupada says now he has taken a humble position, now no more friendship. Now the relationship is guru and disciple. So now Krishna will take that role. Unless Arjuna gave that role to Krishna, Krishna was not in a position to say anything. What do we do when somebody says something which is not correct? What do we do? Do
We defend him.
we defend? How long do we wait? Right away. Correct. If we were in Krishna's position, and the first reason Arjuna gives, he said, wait, this compassion is ignorance, right? We'll stop him. Krishna very patiently listening to all the reasons, he doesn't say a word. He's not justifying, or Krishna is not giving him knowledge. So far Krishna is not giving him any knowledge. But Krishna is telling him, you are a fool. That's all he said. You are a fool. But no knowledge given. Because knowledge is given when there is surrender. When somebody is in a mood of argumentation and they tell you how there is no karma, there is no soul, what we should do?
Keep silent.
Yeah, you got it, bro. Alright. There is no soul. I can tell you there is no soul. There is no proof. Nobody can prove. Then what we should do? Okay. Thank you. Let them go. If they come and ask you, Prabhu, is there a soul? Sit here. Now we discuss. But if they are coming, you say something to them and they are opposing you, means they are not in a mood to listen. Don't waste your words and energy there. Because whatever you say, even if you go and show them the words and show the scripture, they are going to reject you. The mood to approach is wrong, then don't waste your time. Many times devotees fall into that fallacy in the name of helping others. There is one devotee, he is struggling very hard to convince all those who cannot be convinced. And then he gets burnt out, and then he comes and he says, Prabhuji, this word is like this. Oh, no, you are just not approaching the right people. There are people who are willing to receive the knowledge, there are people who are not willing to receive. It's like speaking to a deaf ear. What will happen? You will spoil your consciousness only. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, argumentation is prajalpa. In the name of helping others, if you get argumentation, it's mode of passion. It's a win game now. I am right. There is ego, there is passion, there is no compassion there. There is a ego game, fight game, prajalpa. Doesn't help. I have done that many times in the beginning. I will just try a conversation with everybody in the name of helping. Bhaktivinoda is prajalpa. Krishna does not ask everybody, Shishupal. No, Shishupal. First try to understand, I am God. You know what is dharma? He does not give knowledge. Krishna is not giving knowledge to undeserving. What does Krishna say in 18th chapter? He says, don't give this knowledge. You know that? In 18th chapter, after finishing Bhagwat Gita, he tells to everybody, do not give this knowledge to those who are not austere, who are not devoted. This is confidential. And he says, but if you give this knowledge to devotees, then nobody is more dear than you. But he says, don't give this knowledge to those who are not austere, not devoted, not practicing. Don't give this knowledge. Interesting, right? And Krishna himself, when he came, he doesn't give knowledge. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave confidential knowledge to everyone. He didn't give. What did he say? Chant Hare Krishna. When the heart is relatively purified by chanting Hare Krishna, then he says, who is Krishna? What is spirituality? Otherwise, even if you speak, cannot understand. Alright, any question on this? Yes, Mataji.
Only Krishna said not to give this knowledge to the people.
Rajguhyam.
How do we justify giving Bhagavad Gita to the strangers?
Yeah, you can give them book. They will read it, but they will not understand it. But even if they read a word, their heart is getting purified. The thing with book is, book is not confrontational. Nobody argues with the book. But with people, they go into. So the book is great. And also Bhagavad Gita, we give them, but we know how many people become devotees by getting a book. Or how many people understand Gita. I have seen people who read Gita without association. They have only misconceptions about Gita. I have seen that.
It's true.
All full of misconceptions. You go to Vrindavan and you say, I want to learn Mridanga. They will say 500 rupees for a week. Another person comes. First he asks, do you know Mridanga? No, 500 rupees. Another person, I want to learn Mridanga. Do you know? Yeah, I know some beats. 1000 rupees. Why? Because first I have to undo what all garbage you have understood. And I have to teach you again systematically. I have met people. First thing, pride comes. Second, now they want to argue how they are right and their understanding of Bhagavad Gita is right. You have read Bhagavad Gita and you have been more garbage in your mind. One person came and he said, as per Bhagavad, there is no free will. There is no free will. No, so much effort to convince that there is free will. So it's just they read something, they get some understanding and they become convinced. And then once they become convinced, they don't want to change their conception. People don't want to change. The first thing they hear, they accept, they make up their mind. Anybody says something to them that does not match in their current conception, they reject them. Arjuna has read Vedas. Everything he is telling is based on scripture. We should be compassionate. We should not do sinful activities. He is telling everything based on scriptures. Krishna calls him a fool. Application of knowledge to cater to one's needs, to cater to one's desires is ignorance. You are using Bhagavad Gita to fulfill your motive. I have seen husband-wife who are specially initiated devotees, like full in philosophy. Wife convinces her husband how this is right based on Krishna consciousness, but she has her own motive. Husband convinces the wife how this should be done, and this is based on the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. He has his own motive. So they use Shastra as a weapon to fulfill their desires. Arjuna is doing the same thing. He is using Shastra as a weapon to do what he wants to do. Krishna calls, with that all the knowledge that Arjuna has, Krishna calls him a fool. But when he surrenders, he says, alright, I'll tell you. What does Krishna say as this knowledge? Ati Guhyam.
Rajvidya, Rajguhyam.
He says this knowledge is most confidential. You say, how can it be confidential? Because you cannot get it by reading. Prabhupada says Bhagavad Gita must be understood in a disciplic succession. So many people have so many misconceptions about Ramayana. How can Ram do this? Why did he kill Vali from behind? Why? And then they have all this Korah and all this network, and it's like a loop of illusion only. And they're fighting among themselves. It's like ignorant and fools. Krishna did this. One person came to me and he said, Krishna also liked girls. American, they don't have those conceptions. Krishna also like girls, so I think it's okay. He's a Western boy. I said, don't increase my anger, bro. If somebody comes and says a misconception boils my blood,